1983.
West Africa continues to be economically and politically disrupted by the mass movement of workers expelled from Nigeria.
It's a human exodus seldom seen on quite such a scale. Most of them are Ghanaians. They were encouraged to come here when Nigeria was rich with oil to fill the jobs the Nigerians didn't want or couldn't do.
And they are killing many people. If you don't go, your life is at risk. Whether you like it or not, you should leave.
I was there and blind to it all. But I was not deaf and numb to it all, for I heard and felt it all. Oh, to fall on fertile soil, taking root at a time like this. It was October or so when I heard April telling a friend about a November meeting in the Eiffel Tower. Don't ask me why they had to go there. But I heard they had to make some adjustments. New library uniforms, they called it. Or was it new liberal reforms? No, I think it was new library uniforms. It was also confusing. And I could hear the confusion liquids away from where I was hanging, upside down or downside up. Now it's all a blur. I don't remember. When Atamami asked what's up with an SAP, I could hear my mom scratching her head and saying "erp" with an ERP. Perhaps it is a good thing to lay new tracks for the trailblazing black star that outran her coal a decade ago, now running on the blood of passengers. It all happened to cover our nakedness, but we are subjected inch by inch to the tailor's tape, head, shoulders, knees and toes, not forgetting bust, waist, legs and arms. Oh, and the neck for strangulation. I said I was there, but don't ask me. Remember I was hanging upside down or downside up? No one I knew by voice seemed to know the conditions under which the tailors came into the picture. I heard my mom complain about the scarcity of cloth material and how brooms had acquired colorful necklaces that bound them together. A united front that earned them the name color bully, as though they bullied the colors they wore. Colorful bullies of the market, profiteering merchants hitting on hard times, until the bigger bullies landed whips and lashes on their backs, sanctioned by boots and uniforms. But I knew my mom was most concerned about the style of the uniforms and whether they would fit at all to cover all the Rawlins chains adorning the necks of the passengers on this train that we all seemed to be on. It all happened to cover our nakedness, but we are subjected inch by inch to the tailor's tape, head, shoulders, knees and toes, not forgetting bust, waist, legs and arms. Oh, and the neck for strangulation. From where I hang, I could feel its slow run and how it dragged, turning friends into pilfers and neighbors into beggars. I heard Kofi's mom telling my mom how her mom had worked her magic, transforming rocks into a delectable mouth-watering dish that kept hope alive, hopelessly urging the children to play while she readied supper, haunted by the truth of the boiling rocks. A secret dish, only stirred in secrecy and served when the growling of the children's stomachs had been quietened by sleep. I heard Kofi saying kitten is no joke. He sounded envious of Kwabia, who had chewing gum for supper. The gum painfully matched jaw to gut, shutting both the growls and the complaining whole to give a mother some respite. Like I said, it all happened to cover our nakedness. But we are subjected inch by inch to the tailor's tip, head, shoulders, knees and toes, not forgetting bust, waist, legs and arms. Oh, and the neck for strangulation. At first, I thought I was safe. But one early morning, the cord by which I hung began to shake violently. And then I heard there were riots and shootings at the House of Fabrics. I'm not sure of any connection with the uniform, but it certainly had a connection to my mom. She had stopped eating. I was no longer safe. My cord began to dry out. I began to feed on my fat reserve as I closely listened to all the voices urging my mom to eat. For me, I couldn't breathe. I was losing my agility, no longer able to run up and down the cord and somersault at will. It was getting quiet out there and darker in here as my cord wound itself around my neck like the famous Rollins chains they talked about. I knew it was not at all well. But for some reason, the voices urging my mom to eat sounded hopeful, especially about the new library uniforms as they all rushed out to queue for erefoa, for bread, for butter, for sugar, for ekwebemi. Did I mention that it all happened to cover our nakedness? But we are subjected inch by inch to the tailor's tip, head, shoulders, knees and toes, not forgetting bust, waist, legs and arms. Oh, and the neck for strangulation.